told me that fan was real back in 2015, you would have had to put me in an insane asylum. In honor of Dan and Phil's hard launch, I'm talking about the podcast and the hard launch of the relationship, I am going to be doing an eyeshadow look inspired by their hard launch podcast set. If you guys want to see how I created this star eyeshadow look, then keep on watching. Since their set is mainly purple, I am going to be using the P. Louise CEO palette because it's got all the purples that I need for this look. So I thought it would be fun to kind of share my Dan and Phil story while I do this makeup look. On my JS13 brush, I am going to dip into this dark purple shade called Ambition, and we're just gonna kind of start putting this all around the star. So my Dan and Phil lore, I do not know when exactly I got into them. I don't even know my first video, but once I watched that first video, it was over for me. You did not want to be my friend in 2015 because I was obsessed with Dan and Phil and 5 Seconds of Summer. On my JS12 brush, I am going to dip into the shade CEO, and we're going to start blending out that dark purple. I even went to Tatanoff. The Amazing Tour is not on fire. On my Morphe M167 brush, I am going to dip into the shade Loaded, and we're going to pack this color right next to the CEO shade. I was so bad into this fandom that I even had a Instagram edit page for them. I went ahead and dipped into each color again because we don't want it looking like Dookie on our eyelids. I was gonna take my Morphe M518 brush, but she's looking a little questionable. So I'm just gonna take this brush. We're gonna dip into the shade Priceless, and we're gonna start blending this outer section out. Kind of when they went into the hiatus back in 2018, that's kind of when I dropped out from watching him. Like, I didn't really watch any of their main channel things, but now since they came out of that hiatus, my butt is right back on that couch watching them every single time they upload. I'm gonna dip into my Artistry Canvas palette by Painted. I think I'm gonna dip into the shade Fairy because it is like a purple pink shimmer color. I'm just gonna take some on my finger, and I'm just gonna pack that right here on my inner lid. We now have to do the stars. I am gonna pull out my Athena painting palette, and I'm gonna use this silver shimmer color. It's like a silver, but it's also like shimmery. So I am gonna go finish up what I have going on, and I'll come back with the finished look. And this is the final look. She is giving very much hard launch. She is giving very much Y2K, their podcast, and I am obsessed with it. Let me know in the comments if you guys are obsessed with Dan and Phil, or if you guys once were obsessed with Dan and Phil, and let me know how you guys are handling their hard launch. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!